On today's episode of Ask Darren, we're going to be installing this toilet. Let's begin. Alright, today we're going to be installing my toilet in my new bathroom. So we'll go through the steps, we'll unbox it first, and then we'll go through the steps on how to install it. Alright, so I got everything unpacked, and we'll go with, first off, all the parts. So this is your actual bottom, that's your tank, and it goes through instructions on how to do it. So for years and years, I always used a wax ring. So all it is a piece of wax, pretty thick. It sits over top of your toilet flange, and then when you set the toilet on it, you rock it and push it down. Well, about 2 years ago, Fluidmaster came out with this product, which I think there's other companies making it, but I've used this about 6 times already, and I am absolutely happy with it. I cannot tell you how easy it is to install a toilet with this. So what you have is you have a rubber ring, and here it is. So it has a 10-year warranty on this. So you know it's going to work good. So what they have is they have 2 different things. So basically, if you have your if your toilet's sunk in a lot, then you can stack it to bring it up taller. But where mine's pretty much flush, I don't have to worry about that. So what you do is it comes with all the hardware, and what you'll have to do is use the caps that come with your toilet. So let's just go ahead and get all this stuff out of here. Alright, so these are your toilet flanges, and then they have places that you can break the nut off if you need shorter or taller. So if you put these in, there's these little plastic keepers that keep them right where you need them. So we'll get them in first. We'll put that down on there, and then you can put your ring on, and it just sits over. And this is how easy it is. You don't have to do anything but just set it down. So pick your toilet up, and then just guide it down onto your screws. And there it is. So it comes with washers. So you put your washers down on each side. And then you want to straighten this. So you can take measurements from a known source. So like 10 1/4 there, about 10 1/4 there. So that's it. And what I like doing afterwards, after I got the toilet in place and I know there's no leaks, I actually come back with a bead of caulk and caulk it in. That way nothing gets underneath of it, water from the shower, pee, whatever, you know, if the toilet overflows, you don't have to worry about that nasty water getting underneath your toilet and then stinking. So So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten this down loosely. And I just really screwed up because I didn't pull these out. So these go down first because this snaps into it. Like that. So what I have to do is I got to pull these back off now. And this actually says this side up on this one. So just pay attention when you're putting this in that you follow the directions on there. Now sometimes if you have a uneven floor, what you can do is put a wood shim underneath. They make plastic ones too, but you can tell where I did my tile floor, it's perfectly level, so I don't have any movement on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hand tighten these for now, and we'll move to the next step. So if you don't want to use that, it kind of shows you in the directions. I'll make a copy of these or put it on there, but it shows you on how to install a toilet. It's pretty self-explanatory on how to do it. So next step, after you set your toilet, what you do is you take this gasket and you set it here. And then this is already pre-installed, okay? So then you have these two bolts that put your tank in place. So what you do is you just take this, set it on top, line your holes up, so if you notice, this has rubber, so that goes on the inside and that seals the hole between the tank and where the screw goes through. Now that everything's installed, now I can go ahead and do what I need to do. Now, this toilet I got from Menards. I was actually getting ready to go get a 7/16 or a 1/2 inch or just an adjustable wrench. But it actually came with an install tool, so you don't have to get anything. Now you don't want to tighten one side up too far. You want to keep going back and forth on them so that the tank stays level and you don't have one side bound more than the other. Alright, now that that's done, what I can do is I can go ahead and take a measurement. So we're at 2 1/8 there, we're at 2 there. So you just move around a little bit. 2 1/8, 2 1/8, and then we'll finish tightening down the toilet. Alright, well this doesn't get it as tight as I'd like, so I'm going to actually grab a pair of channel locks and just give it just a hair more tightness. But you don't want to over tighten these because the bottom is just made out of plastic, and if you over tighten it, it'll break. They do sell, if you're doing a remodel or something and it's broken, they sell a metal ring that you can screw down over top of that fixes your plumbing. Alright, she's on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hook the water up to it. So this is a 3/8 by 7/8, so most of these are marked, so this is a toilet. So these have rubber inside of them, and on both of them, so you don't have to use any thread tape or anything to put this on. Alright, now that all that's on, I'll go ahead and turn this water on, check for leaks. So the toilet's filling, my bowl's filling. So what I'll do is I'll let that get all the way up to where it needs to be. And then I will check for leaks, flush it a few times, and if it's good, then I'll just continue on putting everything together. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and put the toilet seat on. Some of these toilet seats that you get, they have quick releases. So when you're cleaning, you can actually just pop them off and clean. I do not think this one has it. Alright, now I want to make sure my toilet seat's all lined up, and now I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. Alright, one more time for good measure. So I opted for a toilet that has a top button, so the smaller buttons for number 1, bigger buttons for number 2. I have one in my addition bathroom that I installed. I put one in like this. Number 1. So you can see it didn't have that long of a run time on that one. I'll go do the number 2 here in a second, and then maybe we can hear a difference. And there it is, we're done. All we gotta do is break off our tabs down here so we can put our caps on. Sometimes you can just bend them and they just snap, but you got to be careful that you don't break your porcelain when it snaps off. So I'm just wiggling it back and forth a little bit, and then it just broke off. So now I can take my cap and snap it down over top of it, and it has a clean look. So I'll put all the links to the tools I used and the actual toilet I used from Menards if you guys are looking for an elongated toilet like this. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you can take some of this and apply it to your next project. Remember, like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.